Wide Open Outdoor Adventures with your host, Dave Valtiera. We'll make you a better sportsman.
Subscribe to the Wide Open Sportsman YouTube channel today. On today's episode, my good friend Tim Teal is on his way here with his big rig, and we're heading to Oklahoma. We're gonna be catching fish, rod bending action coming your way. We're going with 4 different guides. We're gonna go crappie fishing, largemouth bass fishing, striper bass fishing, and don't forget, catfish. Rod bending action coming your way on the next few YouTube posts. Sit back in your chair, buckle your seatbelt, and hold on. It's time to go, wide open style. Hey guys, if you know me well, I like to look good. We're just about an hour from Oklahoma and those big fish are waiting for us, so we're gonna shine it up. All right, race fans, let me show you where we are on this map right here. We're over here at the Blue Beacon getting the truck cleaned up. We're in Dallas, or just outside of Dallas. We're on Highway 20. We're gonna go just a little ways further up the map and to Paris. We're close to the Oklahoma-Texas border. Mayse Lake coming your way right now. And off we go to Mayse Lake. It's go time. We just pulled into our campsite. This place is over the top. This is Mayse Lake. Mayse Lake is right in front of me right here. The U.S. Corps of Engineers made this lake back in the 60s because this lady named Pat Mayse was really into protecting the farmland and agriculture in this area and the ranches because there was massive flooding that occurred. And now, with the big dam that's here constructed in the 60s, we have a beautiful fishery. And we're gonna crappie fish in the morning. We're set up camp, rod bending action, coming your way on the Wide Open. Hello guys, Dave Valtiera, Wide Open Outdoor Adventures. I'm on Mayse Lake, just south of the Oklahoma border. We're gonna find us some crappie out here. We got Danny on board here, he's the captain. And off we go. Crappie time on the Wide Open. High tech on Wide Open. High tech. All right, guys, we're on the water with Danny here, and he's gonna rig me up a little crappie rig. So you got a sinker weight at the bottom?
I do, and there's a reason for this. Like I told Tim and them earlier that when I was a kid, I was reading an old Field and Stream magazine, and it was talking about tying a weight at the bottom of your line because you want it to bounce off the bottom to imitate a bait fish or a crawfish bouncing off the bottom. And it really works good because you can bounce off the brush limbs or whatever, and it helps catch them sometimes. Just make this real easy for me and you. put it right up here beside us.
Hook them on the tail and lateral line?
Yeah, well, I'd like to hook them. It's right, I'll show you, let me get them in a, there's a dark green and a silver area. I like to hook them in a dark green right below the dorsal fin. That's where you want to hook them at.
Right about here?
Come up a little higher into the green. Right there in that green, stick them right there.
All right, 14 to 15 foot of water right here. There's a brush pile underneath this boat, and we basically try to anchor right on top of it and then just bring that minnow right up and around the brush pile. Hit the bottom, couple cranks up, fish on. That's what we're hoping for. Look at this one. My first crappie.
That is your first, isn't it?
On the wide open. Fish on.
There's your black bass.
Look at that, Tim. All right. Come on, Tim, get him in.
Oh, we're hooked good. They're not bad, is it? Pretty fish.
Look at that sucker.
We got all the bass.
They go
I turn
back.
all bass back, every one of them.
You just drop down to the bottom and 2 cranks up and just feel for that little tap. There's not much to it. You can set the line, set the hook by grabbing the line here and just pulling it. All right, nice fish right here, Captain.
All right, let's put a little measure on him, see if he's legal.
Put a little measure on him. All right, Captain Danny's got a little counter right here. You catch as many crappie as we do here. Texas Parks and Wildlife allows each man with a Texas license to keep 25 fish. So he's got a little counter, and not only that, he's got this cool little deal. He showed it to you, but I never seen such a thing. You just pour the fish in, face first, and if he comes up to here, you're good to go. And this thing's been used so much you can't even see the marks on it anymore.
It needs to be clean.
He's got a lot of fish stuff on it, but you know what? That's character. That's character on wide open. All right, enough about this gadgetry stuff. Let's catch some more fish. Put that hook right underneath the top fin here in the green area, so a little up from the belly, and that way he still stays alive.
Yeah.
We got 3 lines in the water now, boys. Even up on them. Try to increase the odds. You know, we're on a brush pile right here. We've got about 5 fish already. In fact, we have 5 fish already. And we try to pull 5 or 6 fish off each brush pile, then move to another brush pile. So it might be a warranty out on this one. We'll go find another brush pile. Pretty nice crappie right here, and I like to use these pliers to manage the hook. So if he does a shake, he ain't gonna shake that hook in my hand. It's a control type thing. Beautiful fish right here. Crappie on the wide open. And you know what? They eat really good. The goal today is to load the box. How much does that weigh?
85.
85-pound drilling bit is our anchor on wide open. I like the way you play.
Good old 4-stroke. And we're on.
Crappie fishing. And this Yamaha 115 is a magnet for the crappie. Yes, sir, I'm ready. And I'm gonna drop that drilling bit. So we'll try to hold that boat just like this. Anchor out front, anchor out back, right on top of the float. Use it. The floats out here that you can see that are marked off permanent, and then you got a brush pile right under us. Let's fish it.
That's one of those small mouth. Beautiful fish. I'll have to measure that fish. He's easy. Make sure his mouth is closed and his tail pinch together.
Mouth closed down here.
Yep.
Pinch the tail.
Push him downward to his mouth closed.
Keep her fish on wide open.
That's a real pretty fish, different colors.
I haven't caught crappie before, but today's the day. Do you see what Tim did there? He moved his rod right over to where I was fishing and pulled one of my fish out.
I fished him under you.
He caught one of my fish.
Yeah.
All right, number 9. Danny's got one.
He's a keeper. He's almost 11. Look at that. Good fish. Nothing wrong with that. Clicking for me, did you? All right. Oh.
Look at that fish. I think the back of the boat where the fish
That's where
are.
you need to be fishing.
I'm gonna head to the back.
Let me get my pole.
Okay. I'm switching over to a bait caster with braided line, see if I can get a little more sensitivity and feel that bite a little better. I got stole some bait a couple times. See what happens. Fish on. Look at this one. Woo! Look at this.
Coming back out your way.
Now that is a beautiful fish.
That's a, see that red mark on his tail back here, Dave? It means you got to throw him back.
There's a peanut gallery on board today. Did you hear that? See what I did? See what I did is I switched over to a bait caster and I'm catching the big ones now.
That's what I thought.
You put that hook right in a green zone on the minnow, right below his top fin. That way you don't purge him into the guts and kill him. Catch him, Captain. Sure is.
Another smallmouth.
One of those smallmouth crappie.
Love it. Working the brush piles on wide open.
See how fast they are? They won't hardly go down in there. You actually got to push them. Push them down in there. Make sure his mouth's closed, tail pinked together. All right, number 13, clicked it right there. That's good, guys. We're doing good. 13 fish. Pretty fish.
Well, Captain Danny, let me ask you a question here. We're going to try a little catfishing now?
We are going to do a little catfishing, and like I said, we're going to try a little rig. It's kind of like a Carolina rig. It's basically, we'll put the weight on first, then we're going to tie the swivel on, and then we're going to tie the little worm set up with the sponge and worm on the bottom. And I'll tell you a reason you do this in just a minute here.
All
When you
right.
get it tied on, cut it.
Let's put it in action.
Net, Tim, or can you get net everything?
There you go. Catfish on wide open. Reel down and then hook. There you go.
Pulling on you?
Yeah.
Tim has got a catfish.
Might be a better fish.
What Danny did is chum the water, and then Tim's got all kinds of bait on there.
Oh, look at it go. You may need a dip net on that.
I might need it on this one. He thumped it pretty good.
I better get out of the way. I'm crappie fishing on credit.
Get this dip net out now. Yeah, I'll fish it full. Pulling on you, ain't it?
Yeah, he is. Oh, look at him go. Line and everything. I ain't even brought him up yet. I ain't seen him flash. There he is.
Look at this fish. Oh, yeah. God.
In the net. Tim Teal has turned into Catman on wide open. And that's a good thing because we're going to be eating good tonight. Well, today on Wide Open Outdoor Adventures, we're fishing this beautiful lake called Mayse Lake. It's a reservoir here in the prairie and the lakes region of the Lone Star State of Texas. It's south of the Oklahoma border, but not by far. This beautiful lake was created in the 60s for flood control, and Pat Mayse was a woman, and she basically was a serious advocate for flood control in this area. And she and the Corps of Engineers began construction in October of 1964, and average depth about 8 feet, maximum about 50 feet, and a lot of good game fish here. There he is right there. right there. Catfish on wide open. Woo! When we're in the Gulf of Mexico and I catch catfish, they're not edible. This one is. Now that's why I fish.
Oh, like crazy. I'm talking about good crappie fish. Oh, he's fighting you, ain't he? Good day.
Yeah.
Here. Oh, got a double going on. Slide up there with you. We got right beside you.
Dave, you on?
On.
Got the end of that partner.
Rod bending action. We got a double. I got the little one. Tim's got the big one. Big one, Tim. Woo! I don't think Tim can pull him up. Oh, yeah.
He's pulling line. Look.
Danny's got the net. My little one won't make it.
Ooh.
Look at that.
You ready? All right, I'm gonna lead him to you.
Look at this catfish that Tim just caught here. Mayse Lake is on fire. This little lake is an awesome place to catch fish.
Crossing maybe with a blue and a channel cat. Look how his mouth, how big it is, bluer color, and his mouth is a little different. They're good eating fish. Good eating fish.
Oh yeah. Rod bending action on the wide open. There's a hump right here. You know, fish, all bait fish are going to come to structure. So not only do we have the grass pile down here, good fish, but we have a hump. I'll bring it right over to Danny. He can do an up and in. Right down here on that hump, we're working structure on Wide Open Outdoor Adventures. Let me tell you something about this lake. You know, the dam on this lake controls a drainage area of about 175 square miles. And the United States Corps of Engineers created this amazing lake. It's stocked with largemouth bass, striped bass, white bass, crappie, sunfish, channel cat, like this one here, and flathead catfish. Come see my friends, Danny, here at Lake Mayse, and they can put you on some awesome fishing too. Rod bending action. Tim is on. See a good fish, brother?
Mm-hmm.
Is he pulling back?
He's decent.
I'll be your net man. Oh, he's trying to break that rod.
Okay, pull that line.
Oh, another good one. Boy, he's silver.
Get down in the water there. Let me get him pointed toward you.
Woo! Now, this is the way I like to hold a catfish. Some people won't grab them like this, but I have a lot more control like this than anywhere else. But you definitely don't want a dorsal or a lateral fin in your hand. But here at Mayse Lake and the nearby hunting areas are really good whitetail deer hunting and hog hunting. So the upland game here can be great, and this area is open to the public. Oh yeah! Oh, this guy's got some shoulders. Tim wanted me to catch a fish on this little light bait caster. Look at this rod's all bent up. Taking line. Those jugs right out there mark a hump, which means it's a shallower spot. And look at this rod is all bent up. Oh, he's taking line. Can't make any headway on him. I'm gonna let him fight. That's what I'm talking about. Rod bending action. It's a good fish. Look at this rod, all torqued up. I don't have any color yet. What that means is I don't see any light belly color, white in the water. It's really kind of an offshore term. When they say I have color, that means the captain or the fisherman can see the fish. So I have no color yet. This fish is deep. Look at this fish on the surface. He don't want to come in, but I think I've wore him out pretty good. On wide open, I came here for crappie and then we decided we just start getting these cats. Tim's coming with the net. And in the net he goes. Wow. That is a good fish. I feel some tension on this one. Set the hook. Oh, good catfish. Oh my gosh. Oh, there he is. There's color. Look at this fish. It's a buffalo carp. That's what I'm talking. Look at this. So that's a carp. You can't eat these. I guess some people do. Look at this fish. Look at this fish. Is that the finale fish on this episode of Wide Open? That fish will break rods. That's what I'm talking about. All right, he's gonna go back to fight another day.
Stay tuned for part 2 of Fishing Mayse Lake, coming soon to you. Follow us on wideopensportsman.com. Subscribe today. Special thanks to our amazing sponsors. We couldn't do what we do without them. Just get out there. Visit wideopensportsman.com every day for your daily fix of adrenaline. You know, it's always